Good afternoon, I'm Alan Unell, and this series of videos is Healthcare Advocacy, where we address problems in the healthcare system and then take actions to make a better system for all of us. Today is January 5th, 2026. It's just a few days after the Trump invasion of Venezuela, and that is going to be one of the things we're going to talk about. My task in retirement is to help convince voters to demand that we all have health insurance and to implement systems that make health care affordable and accessible for all Americans. But today we have to address Trump's criminal invasion of Venezuela so that we can later make space to discuss health care, because that takes up all the oxygen. Now, the Trump administration has invaded Venezuela. They've killed at least 40 people, that's murder, and they've kidnapped the president and his wife. For months, the Trump administration has been blowing up boats and killing sailors on the high seas. That's also murder and piracy. This is all a distraction. It is a distraction that the Injustice Department refuses to comply with the law and release the Epstein files. I wonder why. It's a distraction from the big bogus bill that stripped health insurance from so many on Medicaid. It is a distraction from taking nutrition assistance away from the very poor, including children. It is a distraction that there are no tax credits for ACA health insurance for low-income Americans. It is a distraction from Trump's Supreme Court allowing women to be treated as less than full citizens by stripping away bodily autonomy and forcing them to carry pregnancies, even if they face long-term damage and death. You may have seen that just this past week, in one of the 10 states where abortion is illegal, a woman had taken an abortion medication, mentioned it to the doctor, who called the sheriff, and she was arrested for felony murder. It is a distraction from the campaign to throw out science and the scientific method. Evidence of climate change by human hands is being destroyed. It is a distraction from halting life-saving scientific research into cures for cancer and vaccines that save lives. It's a distraction from Trump's Health and Human Services Department and the Center for Disease Control casting false doubt on vaccines of all kinds, so that measles is now at a 30-year high in the U.S. It has actually killed unvaccinated children. Whooping cough cases are soaring and has also killed children. Hepatitis B has now killed several infants in the U.S. who were not vaccinated. All because Trump's handmaidens cast doubt. His attack on Venezuela is also a distraction from the 1.1 million jobs that were lost in the U.S. last year, a distraction from the rising costs on daily necessities. It's a distraction from rising inflation that we all suffer with. It's a distraction from the tariffs that are costing each adult in this country $1,000 or more. And it's a distraction from seeing the countries who were forced to pay fealty to Trump by investing in his cryptocurrency, that's graft, and then making property available for him and his family to use and make money from. It's a distraction from the $190 billion he has to create a secret police force in ICE and the vicious manner they take people with while waiting in court for their asylum cases to be heard. This is just as bad as the Gestapo in World War II. It is a distraction from the 100 or so people who have died in ICE detention and the separation of children from parents. Every day is a new atrocity from the criminal Trump administration. It is overwhelming, but we will not be paralyzed into silence or inaction. That silence and inaction makes them more powerful. We cannot do that. You have to gird yourself and take action. I want all of us to get back to how we discuss healthcare and how to make it better for all of us. But the criminal activities of this administration must stop, so we must act. We must not be overwhelmed into silence. When we are silent, he will take it for consent and seize more power from us. We will not be silent until we win. Here's an action I strongly urge you to take as fast as possible. A friend of mine wrote this. Her name is Jessica Craven. She writes Chop Wood, Carry Water on Substack. You can subscribe for free. She does an outstanding job. It is to call your congressperson and your senators. I'll put a link to the federal site so you can get their phone number. I'll put it in the YouTube description box. I want you to demand that they not abdicate their responsibilities and demand that they hold Trump and his administration accountable for their criminal actions. The link will be in the YouTube description box. I will read you a script. I will include the script in the YouTube description box for you. Or you can go to the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter linked in that box and you can see it there. But I'm going to put it in there. Hi, I'm a constituent calling from, list your zip code. My name is, insert name. I am extremely upset that the Trump administration invaded Venezuela without congressional approval. It is dangerous and illegal, you can say criminal. Congress needs to come back to Washington, D.C. immediately and pass a war powers resolution to stop Trump. I also want Congress to block funding for this war and publicly demand oversight and accountability for everyone who undertook this. Trump should be impeached and removed for it. If your GOP Congressmember or Senator's office says, because you're going to do this on the phone, this was all about drugs, then you're going to say, really? Then may I know why Trump pardoned former Honduran President Juan Hernández? He was at the center of one of the largest and most violent drug trafficking conspiracies in the world and was convicted of trafficking literally tons of cocaine into our country. Stop lying to the American people and vote to block this right now. Thank you. That's what I've got for you. Down below, you can share, like, subscribe. You can send me comments, or you can send comments to healthcareadvocacy1@gmail.com. Subscribe to the Healthcare Advocacy newsletter for free. I'm not allowed to take money for it. Link in the YouTube description box. Please take this action immediately. Thank you.